Is that a pillow? We're back.
I've missed these walls.
I've missed these egg cartons. So it's good to be back in the studio. We haven't actually been in person in so long.
It's been so long, and that's why I was like slamming things on the tables. I was getting a little riled up in a good way. I was like, and we are here today.
Yes.
Felt good.
Yes. It's like when you've been sick for a long time and you like finally get back and you're talking to people again.
Yeah, and they're like, whoa, what happened to that person?
Slow your roll.
You don't get out much, do you? But we're going to get out a lot out.
We're going to get a lot out next week. This week. Well, that didn't work out.
This is The Naturalist. In every episode, we're covering the products, ideas, and trends that are shaping the CPG industry.
Or that we just really like.
Newtopia Now!
Yes, just days away.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited
I feel
too.
it. We've been having all of our planning calls, talking to industry people, our speakers, and just like every call, I get more and more excited.
You said something in the episode last week where I think you said, oh, it's next week. And I almost started like having a heart palpitation.
I can't believe
now it's here.
it really is here. Yeah, we have so much going on. So I think we want to talk about some of the highlights of programming because we have great content. All the content is on the show floor.
Yes.
Which is really exciting because it makes it very easy for us, for the exhibitors, for the buyers, everyone to just pop over to a session and then be at a booth. So I love how it integrates that discovery experience and learning all into one beautiful Newtopian thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that was some of the best feedback that we got last year after the inaugural Newtopia Now is brands that were in booths near the stage. They were really excited because they could pop over, check out a session, pop back. It really felt so community oriented, like, oh, there's my neighbor just down the road, on stage, and now they're going to pop over here. So I think that that's really exciting that that's back again for another year.
I agree. Oh, just talking about it. I love it.
Well, I did have a moment this morning where I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't picked out my outfits yet.
Same.
So that's always a panic-inducing moment.
I have not even thought about my outfit.
Well, and what do you do? Because it's summer, so it's hot in Denver, but then it's cold in the convention center. It's a real kind of
layers. Yeah, you gotta have some layers. But before you pick out your outfits, download the show app.
Yes.
I swear by the show app. So I'm going to even pull it up here because it might be valuable. But yes, here is the show app.
It's real cute.
It's real cute. I love the brand.
I actually just downloaded it today when you mentioned.
No, I know. Because in that meeting, you were like, yeah, no, I know.
I have the app.
I have the app. Okay, so there is one big thing that I think is worth noting about Newtopia. We've talked about this quite a bit, but 45%, at least 45%. I think we're even over now.
I think we're over 50.
Our first time exhibit, new companies. So the reason I bring that up in terms of content is so much of our content is about innovation. You have a session that I want you to talk about the nexties and innovation, but it really is like you feel it when you're at Newtopia that people are still investing. They're investing in new companies and new products and brands and founders are excited and they're being noticed by retailers. Like the retailers that are there, the forager teams, the accelerator programs are still very much like, we want to know what the next big thing is, and we are willing to support them and nurture them and develop this partnership so that they can scale. And so I think it's so exciting to be able to see that at the earliest stages.
Yeah. And actually, I had a really inspiring preparation call yesterday, and Brody Burke, who's on the forager team from Sprouts Farmers Market, and then Rhett Barney, who is one of the founders of Barney's Sturdy Sauce, which we all discovered and loved at Newtopia Now last year. It was a really new launch.
Yeah.
They met at the show last year. And now because of Newtopia Now, that product is a permanently on the shelves at Sprouts.
That's so cool.
So they were talking about just that synergy and how they met and discovered each other and how that's led to a long-lasting relationship. So I thought that was really cool. And of course, they're going to be on a panel together, which will be really fun.
So what is that panel? I want to attend that.
So that panel is going to be, going to be on the Regenerate stage on Thursday at 2:15. And it's going to be all about innovation and also looking at innovation through the lens of the NEXTY Awards. So, in NEXTYs,
You don't say.
never talk about the NEXTY Awards. We look at innovation, inspiration, integrity, and especially innovation is such a big part of that. Those new stage brands, what they're bringing to market. And we've got an incredible panel of 6 people. They've all been, 5 of them have been NEXTY judges in the past. So we've got people from Scott Dicker from Spins, Brody Burke from Sprouts, Charlie New from Whole Foods. We've got a fantastic panel. And then we have Rhett, who won a NEXTY in 2025 at Expo West. So it's going to be a great panel. And we're also going to talk a little bit about integrity because, of course, we're going to be on the Regenerate stage. So how does integrity play into that innovation piece and what entrepreneurs should know?
I really love that because we do talk about innovation. I mean, we even had a team meeting the other day talking all about like, how do we define innovation? And that word is thrown around so much. So to get these industry leaders together and say, here's what it really means to us. And for you to be saying, here's what it means to the NEXTY Awards, I think it just gives a little bit more substance to that idea of innovation. And we do often talk about it here as, yes, of course, it's that next big product, a really interesting delivery format or something, a new flavor, but it's also the business model.
Right.
How companies are doing things right now. It's about being efficient, but staying true to your values. It's about really investing in people and continuing to make investments in the planet. And so how are companies getting scrappy and doing that in a way that's going to also lead to a long-term viable business? So those are the things I'm excited to hear about.
Yeah, I agree because we always think of innovation as like, oh, this hot new concept or this like crazy thing that we never knew we needed, but we didn't know that we needed it. But,
we might not need
we probably don't need it. But innovation, that integrity piece is so important, and especially in the natural products industry. And like you mentioned so many great examples of that. It could just be innovation in the way that they're approaching their supply chain or the social piece of that or social justice or how their product is having an impact. So I think that that's always really important to remember. So I'm excited.
Oh, I love that session. And later so that's on Thursday?
That's on Thursday afternoon.
So Thursday, we also have midday, we have our first of 2 keynotes.
Yes.
Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. And I thought actually this was a good transition into that because she's really known for her work around protein and building muscle. And that's obviously an area that we've seen so much happening in. We're constantly talking about protein. The category continues to be booming. There are all these different applications of it. But what I'm really looking forward to for her keynote is that she's going to talk about strength as it relates to the protein category, but also just this broader perspective on what strength means, resilience. So she kind of connects these different parts of our industry in a really cool way, this trending area of protein, but then this idea of strength is so much more than just muscle building, even though that's what a lot of her work has been on. So I think it's perfect to have that in Glow, which is all about beauty and wellness, because it really helps us think about those topics in new ways, both how we apply protein to different categories, women's health, longevity, all these different areas where it's showing up. And then thinking, what does that mean when you're fueling your body? You're also fueling your mind and your ability to show up in the ways that you want to, whether that be as an entrepreneur or a family person. So I just love what she talks about. And she also wants to call the industry to this kind of higher level of integrity and transparency in the work that they do. So she's going to cover a lot of ground, but I think it's not going to be exactly what you expect in the best possible way.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was just making sure that didn't overlap with my NEXTY panel, and it doesn't because I really want to go. I'm so excited for that.
I'm glad it doesn't too. And we tried to be very intentional about where things were and make it easy for people to attend as many sessions as possible. Speaking of, I think on Thursday we also have our Whole Foods.
Yes, that's going to be really exciting. I was just looking at that as well. So we've got a great panel of Whole Foods market
people.
But it is because they're from all different parts of the Whole Foods business talking about what they look for in brands and some of the new initiatives. Whole Foods has been amazing in how they come to Newtopia. But I always love hearing from them because, they continue to lead the way and they are doing a lot to invest in early stage companies.
Yeah. And, we have a great interview on newhope.com that came out last week that from Doug Brown. He talked to Casey Gaston of Whole Foods Market about supplement brands and what she's looking for and what they're really looking for and things that they should do to, get noticed by Whole Foods. And I thought it was a really great article, just giving a lot of information that I'm sure will also be shared during that session.
Yeah. And Casey will also be on our panel during our Women in CPG brunch or luncheon, which is on Wednesday. I think we might still have a few spots open. Yeah. So if you are registered for Newtopia Now, have not yet registered for your community experience on Wednesday, you can go back into your registration and add that. But she's going to be on a panel. We just had our call earlier, and all these amazing women in the industry are going to be talking about just what got them to where they are, how they build networks, how they've learned to step into their authentic selves, and what that looked like. I got the chills when I was talking to them, because it's just, I love hearing about people's journeys to get to where they are and to get to a place where they love what they do, and they're able to uplift other people who love what they do. It's just such a powerful thing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm
just excited because I'm going to the lunch this year. I missed it last year.
Yeah.
So
I'm so happy you're coming.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And we also have, I kind of jump.
Let's hear it.
Sandy Gooch.
Yeah.
Is such a pioneer, and she's one of those retailers and women in the industry who just has paved the way for so many who have come after, and she's so great. So she's going to be there kind of kicking things off. And then we have a really great keynote who talks about that, about authenticity. And I think she describes it as kind of unleashing your inner human. Let's just be human and connect with each other's humanness. Humanity.
This is a total tangent, but I was, as you know, looking at old issues of Natural Foods Merchandiser magazine the other day. We've got a huge archive. It goes back as far as 1879. And I was looking at the one from 1981, and you're looking at Expo West and pictures from the show. And, obviously there were lots of other really important and influential women in the industry at that time, but it was men, Sandy Gooch.
Yeah.
In all the pictures. So that was really exciting to know that I'm going to get to see her and meet her in person in just a couple days.
And she's such a fan of Newtopia. And she's like, I want to go see every single company exhibiting on the show floor.
Love it.
So she's been such a great steward of Newtopia Now.
That's great.
Yeah, and I like that idea of bringing newcomers and legacy leaders together. I think Newtopia does that well.
I do too. So what you've talked about Glow, we talked a little bit about Regenerate. Obviously, there are many, many other fantastic sessions in both of those neighborhoods, but what's happening in Thrive?
Well, Thrive on Friday, we have our second keynote, who's Michael Costello. He's a real straight shooter. I love him. He's great. And he's the CEO of GNC. And so he talks about, what does it take? What does it take to win at GNC? And GNC obviously continues to be a leader in nutrition and supplements. They're also doing a lot with emerging brands. They've had some partnerships with startup CPG. And I think that they're just figuring out, what are the kind of pillars of nutrition and longevity that they're going to lean into, and how can brands align with that and approach them in the right way. So he's like, all right, I'm going to just have real talk with these companies in the room, and a very unfiltered conversation with him. And so I can't wait to see what he has to say. So that'll be happening in Thrive. That Whole Foods conversation we talked about on Thursday, that'll also be happening in Thrive. And there's some other cool things. What else is happening?
Well, I did notice. So, obviously the State of Natural presentation that we do at Expo West every year is just a massively attended event. Tons of engagement there, and people look forward to it every year. But we're doing something similar but different, very different this year. What can you tell us about that?
We are. Thanks for reminding me about that session. So,
and I was like, you said you were free on Friday, but I see you here on.
Yeah, maybe I'm not. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of my schedule. So State of Natural is our huge keynote at Expo West, where we talk about what's happening in the industry. What does the future look like? What are the trends driving growth opportunities? The headwinds, the tailwinds, all the things. So we wanted to, take a different approach at Newtopia and have a community conversation. So
what Newtopia is all about?
All about conversation and inviting people to participate. We've identified 3 to 4 of the key issues that we believe are presenting both challenges and opportunities. And so along with Nick McCoy of Whipstitch Capital and Catherine Peters of Spins, I'll be there. We're going to host a conversation conversation and just really be able to dive in, ask some questions and be asked questions, and ultimately use some of those insights as fodder for what we do in March at Expo West. So be a part of crafting the Expo West keynote by coming to this session. And we know everyone's dealing with issues around the economy and tariffs and supply chain and, trying to understand consumer expectations and scaling your business and all these things. So come and just participate and your voice will be heard. And it's a really great platform for everyone to just come and share.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
What a great way to take a concept that is such a standard to the industry. I mean, the State of Natural report or presentation at Expo West is kind of sets the stage for the rest of the year. So I love that you're taking that and turning this piece of it into a conversation and opening it up to the community.
Yeah. I'm excited. I also really want to get, no guarantees here.
What are you going to say? You really could say anything right now, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you know those microphones that are like the squishy?
Oh, like the box ones?
Yes, I'm really trying to secure one of those.
Yeah, we have one in the office.
Do we?
Yes, we've had them in so many meetings. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I can volunteer to toss the cube.
Yeah, so come for that, if nothing else.
Well, what are some of the other, I know we're running out of time, but what are some of the other topics we're covering? I know we've got a session about organics. Of course, it's going to be fantastic with Wedge Co-op coming and participating in that. We've got Sherry Fry is going to be talking about regenerative and different ways of doing business. We've got, what else have we got? So many things.
Yeah, another regenerative workshop that's going to be really great. So another way to kind of bring the community together and build solutions around how to create regenerative business models and support one another in that.
The beauty and wellness pitch event, of course.
Cannot forget the pitch event that is actually in Thrive because we run it as much space as possible. There's going to be food and beverages and a great pitch, all of these innovative beauty and wellness brands. So it's a little different from other beauty pitches because it's not just traditional beauty companies. It's also those that sit in wellness and functional and beauty from within. There's so many cool companies sponsored by Giannuzzi Lewendon that will be on Thursday. So that's going to be a great event. And just check it out. We have all of the programming in the agenda, but I would say the kind of common denominator across all these sessions is they speak to the issues that are affecting the industry right now. They elevate retailers. It's really about hearing from retailers what they look for, building relationships and solving problems together. And that's what gets me most excited, I think.
I love that. Your excitement is very contagious.
I'm telling you, it's because I'm out of the home for the first. It's not just no. It's Newtopia Now is very exciting, but I just forget how to not talk. I'm talking with my hands too.
No, I was going to stop you because you were pounding on the table. You're going to get up again. So download the app, get the agenda. It's also on newtopianow.com, but the app is fantastic. You can favorite sessions, you can save sessions, you can reach out to other attendees,
set up meetings.
So the app it's got it all, really. I don't know what took you so long to download it. I've had it since
Adrienne at our last meeting. Wi-Fi working. So download it now. We can't wait to see everyone. Yep. If you won't be joining us, we'll have lots of recaps. We're going to have a podcast episode live from the show floor where we talk about all the trends. We have lots of trends episodes if you miss them. Trends, products, where we cover. Yeah. There's just, and we did, of course, right after we get done recording an episode, I look and find a million more companies I want to talk about. But
and look at newhope.com. We have a ton of galleries there, lots of coverage of new products, new brands that are launching at the show. Just last week, we highlighted some of the Colorado brands that are going to be at the show. So there's lots of brands, local brands, which is pretty fun. So be sure to check that out as well for all your content needs, pre and post show.
And wants.
Yes.